Thank you, Commissioner Nash. I like to take it in. I like to just appreciate where we are. Very humbled to be here today. Very thankful, very grateful. Thank you to Q. Thank you very much for the invite. Definitely appreciate it. I want to thank the local 360. Thank you, UFCW, for everything they're doing, for the fight that you're bringing to the cannabis industry every day, for the knowledge that you're bringing every day. We don't take it lightly. It inspires the work that we do. Thank you for inviting us to join you. I think I can speak for Commissioner Nash and say it truly is an honor and a privilege. It's not something we take lightly. Everyone else in the room, you heard Dan say it, there are patients, advocates, applicants, business owners, legacy operators, consumers, and lovers of the plant. We're all in here together, united on one accord. So to be invited to this, thank you. For me, this is very humbling because I didn't even realize it up until a couple of days ago, preparing for this. My grandfather talks to me a lot. Me and my grandfather thankfully have a great relationship. And I can remember far back as a teenager, before I really understood it, my grandfather would take out his union card. He would take out his union card. And I can remember maybe as recent as a few months ago, my grandfather taking out his union card. And the story changes. It's not the same exact story every time, but it just is the same. This helped our family. This union card, at a time when he was a young man during the civil rights movement, it was the difference between putting food on the table and not being able to get a job. So union work is very critical. It is very important. And it's something that hits home to me. So just to be able to talk to you all, to be around my grandfather's brothers and sisters, was truly an honor. And so I'm not going to take up too much time. I just want to thank you all for the work you're doing. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. In terms of the industry, since day one, Commissioner Nash touched on it, 2.5 years, we've been in this fight as a commission. Labor has been our partner since day one, helping establish the new industry in a way that prioritizes workers and can truly consider their needs and overall well-being. Thank you. Thank you for continuing to raise your voices and advocate for fair working conditions, livable wages, old age security, health and wellness benefits, fighting against unreasonable discipline, the basic needs that allow you to raise your families and be respected in your communities. We read, trust me, we read about the new and existing operators that continue to unionize and add workers to the labor movement. We read about how this union advocates for local, state, and federal legalization policy in an effort to bring justice, safety, and equity, not only to the cannabis industry in New Jersey, but across the country. We read about the apprenticeship program that UFCW is doing, right, to galvanize workers, to teach them so that New Jersey can be at the forefront. We read about the Ambassador of the Year and the other union leaders and members that are tirelessly going up and down the state of New Jersey, across the coast, to inform and educate and inspire the next labor worker. We heard yesterday, and Commissioner Nash touched on it during our public meeting, labor step up and raise their voice against injustice and bring it to our attention, which we can now look into. And so thank you. Please continue to raise your voices and ensure that cannabis operators are doing their part in working with unions and union workers. Contact your union reps and CRC staff through appropriate channels so that the concerns can be properly addressed and documented. Our cannabis industry in New Jersey is progressing forward, believe that. Full steam ahead. And the backbone of our industry, the workforce, must be prioritized, must be cared for in a manner that provides, again, good wages, health care, benefits, worker safety and protection, among many other considerations. And so I'll close, and Hugh and I touched on it briefly, but I was inspired, prepared for this, and I came across an article where Dr. King was talking to the labor movement. And he was articulating the power of the labor movement, and he went back in history, and he talked about how it was the bold struggle of unionization over 80 years ago that paved the way for things like unemployment insurance, old age pensions, government relief, increased wages for workers. And he explains about how, and I think you can quote the captains of the industry at the time, they were not the leaders of this transformation. They actually were resistors. They didn't want labor to progress the way it did, but they could not resist. Right? The labor movement overcame the resistance and raised the living standards for millions. It lifted the nation to unrealized levels of production. I am grateful, thinking about that story, to know that New Jersey's cannabis industry is built on labor. Labor has been here since day one, and I'm grateful that being built on a strong unionized workforce that empowers, that prioritizes empower workers, I'm hopeful that this foundation will lead our state and our cannabis industry to move in greater heights. So thank you again. It has been a privilege and an honor to be here today. God bless you all, and I do just want to close by saying, so thankful and grateful that this is also a mixer where we're destigmatizing the plant. Just please, please, please consume safely and responsibly. Thank you very much.